Yeah, BoTube! I am actually doing it again. I'm actually recording while at work. I actually got here fairly early. Actually, I start at 9 and I got here like 7:30, so... But it's like pretty much 8 o'clock right now, so I have like an hour. But anyway, this is, my reaction went to, I believe, episode 5 of season... What season are you? Well, this is The Flash. I believe it's episode 5, because I believe this week was episode 6, but this one should be episode 5, titled Girls Night Out. I keep forgetting what season. I want to say 4. Anyway, from what I remember, we see Harry and Barry. We see Harry, Barry, and Cisco testing out, Ralph's powers, and, also trying to track down DeVoe. But the cool thing is they end up with a visitor, Felicity. She shows up in Central City. She ends up in Star Labs. She actually makes fun. She mocks their security. You know, it's like a running gag there now. Like, a lot of people are like, "Dude, your security in Star Labs sucks." And now Felicity has joined in the gag. But anyway, she shows up for Iris's bachelorette party. So basically, the girls are having a bachelorette party, and then the guys are also having their own bachelor party for Barry and Iris, respectively. The girls, they go out for like a dinner, from what I remember, while apparently Cisco decides, to plan Barry's bachelor party, have like a nice quiet thing, kind of like what Barry wanted. So they end up, I believe, in Joe's home, watching like home movies, just having a nice quiet bachelor party. And Ralph shows up at the bachelor party. He pretty much mocks everything. He mocks the house, outside and inside. He mocks how boring Cisco's little bachelor party made for Barry is. So he's like, "Guys, I'm gonna take you somewhere." And of course, this is Ralph we're talking about. So he must be taking them something kind of raunchy. And I was right on the money, because lo and behold, Ralph takes the bachelor party to a strip club, where he apparently is a very well-known frequent visitor, because one of the strippers there recognized him, and his name is on the wall. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. Kind of like putting pictures of like faithful customers and shit like that on the wall. That's what it looks like. But yeah, he's a frequent customer. And there were like some funny moments in the bachelor party. Like, for instance, Cisco's like, "Man, I should have brought some hand sanitizer," and like Harry gives him some, and he's like, "I'm always prepared." And Cisco giving Barry, I forgot what he gave him, but it pretty much helps Barry get drunk. Because remember, with Barry's metahuman abilities, his speed, his metabolism's like really, really high, which means he can't get drunk. No matter how many drinks he'll drink, his speed pretty much burns it all out of him. So he can't get drunk. So Cisco's like, "Hey, why not?" So he gave him something that will help Barry actually get drunk, and lo and behold, Barry got drunk, and it was fabulous. I mean, oh my god. I was so happy to see Barry drunk. I'm sorry. But anyway, there are like some funny moments there with Barry drunk, like, there was one moment where we see like a bunch of stuff all over Barry's face, and we're like, "What the hell is that?" And then we find out what it is, because while he was drunk, Cisco's like, why are you crying? And then Barry's like, "I just love chicken wings so much." And it was like, "Oh, so that's the sauce from the chicken wings, thank God." I thought it was like barf or something else, like dirty or something, I don't know, but thank God he cleared that up. It was chicken wings. But anyway, and then there was another moment where they're like in separate booths, and Barry turns to Joe. He's like, hey Joe, why didn't Rose make room for Jack on that door? He could have survived. Why?" And if you guys don't get that reference, that is a Titanic reference. And if you don't know what Titanic is, seriously. I mean, most people in the English-speaking world know what Titanic is. That movie. Just Titanic in general, because Titanic is actually a legitimate ship. If you guys don't know what Titanic is, you need to read your history books. Like, for real. Because that's a legit thing. And they made a movie of it with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. Watch! Anyway, That's been a big controversy with that movie. Like, a lot of people are like, look at how big that door was. You know that little door that friggin' Rose was, like, laying on toward the end of the movie when the ship already sank and Jack was still in the water? A lot of people were arguing, like, if you saw how big that damn door was that she was laying on, you could have easily fit 2 people on there. Easily! So, like, everyone was all mad because they're like, that door is big enough for 2 people. Jack could have survived that shit. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Seeing Barry drunk is hilarious. It's the greatest shit you'll ever see. I love it. And, oh my god, Grant Gustin. Beautiful performance of playing a drunk Barry. I love it. I was like, oh, this is great. So this is what Barry will look like if he was drunk. I love it. But anyway, what's his face? Ralph, he pretty much starts a fight in the strip club. But before that happens, though, we do get a glance of a stripper doing a pole dance, and unfortunately, it just happens to be Cecile's daughter, Joanne. Remember Cecile, Joe's girl? She already had a daughter before starting a relationship with Joe. Her name's Joanne. Yeah, guess what? Joanne is stripping in the very same strip club. You should have seen Joe's face, because literally he said, oh, hell no, right? But apparently, they do chat afterwards, and apparently she's doing this feminist research project thing. That's why she went straight to the strip club. Apparently that's what she told Joe. That's the reason why she's there. Some sort of feminist project thing going on. Research project, anyway. But, anyway, besides the point, yeah, Ralph starts a fight. I don't know what happened to Harry, but the fight pretty much led Barry, Joe, Cisco, and Ralph to get arrested. I don't know what the hell happened to Harry, because Harry's there, but for some reason he didn't get arrested. He managed to slither away, but the other 4 did. So Barry, Cisco, Ralph, and Joe get arrested because Ralph started a fight. Go figure. But one of the favorite things from the whole drunk bachelor thing was the fact that Barry being drunk, besides, the chicken wing thing and the Titanic thing, while he was at the bar, he actually told everyone he was the Flash. On purpose. He's like, I'm the Flash! I'm the Flash! And he even repeated it during the frickin' brawl. He was like, yeah, I am the Flash. And I was like, that is great. Hang on for a sec. Sorry about that. There was like someone parking, and I don't want them awkwardly staring at me. But he was basically saying that the entire time, and the rest of the crew are just trying to stop him, right? Because he's pretty much revealing his secret identity to everybody. And Lord knows, when he's drunk, he could have like easily did zooming around with his speed, for all we know, right? But anyway, back to the bachelorette party, though. They're having a nice quiet dinner, and all of a sudden, remember that creepy dude at the bar when Cisco found Caitlin? I think his name is Norvok or something like that. Apparently, the person that he works for wants Caitlin back, because apparently she worked for that same person too. So whoever that was sent Norvok to get her. It's funny because Felicity thought he was a stripper. But anyway, yeah, he ends up attacking them, and Caitlin refuses to go with him, and unfortunately he attacks them to the point where Killer Frost has to come out and pretty much stop him, right? Apparently the ladies learn that Caitlin only agreed to help out, apparently her name is Amunette or something like that, only agreed to help Amunette, the boss lady, only because she wanted to control Killer Frost. And apparently Amunette told her she could help her do that. But at one point, I remember Iris and Felicity were spying on whatever Amunette and Norvok were doing, and that led to them getting kidnapped by them. And apparently Amunette has a metahuman who they call Weeper, because his tears apparently produces narcotics. Basically, it's like a love drug. His tears are a love drug. You get high off his tears, basically, which I think is hilarious metahuman ability, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like, that is the most random metahuman ability you could ever have. Your tears are a drug. Basically, people could get high off your tears. That's kind of weird. Interesting, but weird. But anyway, yeah, Amunet has Weeper, and she's planning to sell him and shit like that. And so, of course, the ladies tried to stop them. At first, Caitlyn refuses to help because, she doesn't want to bring out Killer Frost. But when Iris and Felicity sadly get captured, she comes into the fold. And, of course, the cool thing is, Cecile ends up helping out. She's, of course, in the safety of a truck, in the control center truck. But, it was pretty cool because Killer Frost uses Caitlyn's brain power, and pretty much they managed to activate a magnet inside the warehouse that they were in, takes away Amunet's little metal trinkets, so she's pretty much rendered powerless. And, Killer Frost was about to kill Amunet, but of course, Iris manages to convince Killer Frost otherwise not to, but unfortunately Amunet and Norvok end up getting away, which I think is stupid. It's like, yeah, don't kill Amunet or Norvok, but don't let them get away. Let them get arrested, freeze them to the ground so they're stuck and so the cops can grab them. Something. Don't just leave them there. Don't let them get away. What on earth? Seriously? I understand the no killing, but letting them get away? Kind of stupid. Just saying. But anyway, they free the Weeper guy, but of course he's freaked out and scared, so he's like, get the hell away from me, and he just runs off. But, back to the bachelor, party crew. Barry and Joe have a heart-to-heart in jail, where, even though Barry's still intoxicated, Joe tells Barry, I'm really scared to be a father again, especially at my age at the moment. It's gonna be difficult, I don't blame him, because people who are, around middle age and have a child again, that's a very difficult thing. Having a child at an early age is already difficult to have, But having it at a later age, when you're, middle-aged, that is, even 10 times more difficult, because, you're middle-aged, you want to retire and all that shit, you don't want to, work, but now you have a child, and you have to raise that child for 18 years, so there goes 18 years of your life again. So if you're 50, you don't get to start your own life till you're 68, basically. And so it was a nice heart-to-heart moment, but then we see Harry, the slippery little devil that avoided being arrested. He's like, I want these 3 here. But then, the cute thing, he's like, I want only these 3, and he totally, bypassed Ralph, and he's like, hello! It's like, that one too. So he pretty much bails them out of jail. And we see them all in Star Labs. And of course, neither parties want to divulge what happened in their bachelorette parties, respectively. But what I loved was, at the end, we got this whole awkward Caitlyn and Iris thing settled, because they had this awkward relationship where they believed they were only, work friends. But the cute thing is, Iris, it was predictable what Iris did, but it was kind of cute nonetheless, because Iris asked Caitlyn to be her maid of honor, because she's like, you're more than just my work friend. I want you to be my maid of honor. And I thought that was really sweet. I thought it was really funny when Iris first asked, because Caitlyn's like, you want a custom-made ice sculpture? And I was like, that's funny. Ice puns! Good job, Caitlyn. But anyway, toward the end of the episode, we do see Weeper, just trying to find a place, shelter, and then we see him running away from something, and it turns out the Thinker, aka DeVoe, comes after him, and obviously we don't really see it, but we see him pretty much shoot off and capture the Weeper. So he's doing something with that meta, or something. But anyway, that is my reaction rant to the Flash episode Girls Night Out, and I will try to get Arrow as soon as possible. Bye, Boo. Wish me luck at work!